But for Sentinels, it doesn't really have to be a big comp shift. We saw, I would argue, a bit of like a mentality shift, a prep shift, and that was the difference maker on Haven. Here we've got TenZ playing really aggressive towards B main, looking for a cheeky peek. He knows that Whippy normally plays a bit of a passive role on these pistol rounds. And there is a heavy defense set up over towards A. If there was any kind of A split going on, they're running into all of the Astra and Killjoy utility.
Yeah, whatever read they've got, I think maybe the TenZ early push into B main here. It seems like V1 have cut the noise down now to, a minute left here. Still, players not really set up too much into positioning. They're trying to fake that it's an A to get them the early B. Look at that, the utility, the knife, the Astra smokes. It's all being set up, but TenZ, he's not biting still. Shut down regardless of it. V1 now looking to try and get themselves into the side, and Sick play this patiently, wait for the rest of his team.
Fantastic post-plant positions, though, already. From Xander here, from Zelsis. They've got themselves in great positions to backstab.
Yeah.
Xander gives up that B main position because it's doubling up.
It's close area right here. Sick has no flashes for this retake as well, as it is right about to really kick off and start exploding. He lays down the turret, just a preliminary utility that's being used. Shaz gets that one pick, but now the timing is beautiful from Zelsis. The swings come through, and V1
hoping to get value out of site anchoring instead.
It's an early orb going to be taken. V1 taking that early map control. Again, they're up against the eco here. Sentinels going for a quick little play. Okay. Flash to support it.
Hey, they go 1-for-1.
Yeah, the 1-for-1's not bad.
Zoms took a lot of damage there too, but he still escapes with his life, and that might have scared Version1 a little bit. They know that the rotates would have happened, and TenZ and Chaz have indeed rotated. TenZ has got a ton of information in mid.
All the way pushed into mid, so they know that this is going to be coming through. Quick little free fire around the corner, Penny. No way does Shaz get that. He's literally spamming through the smoke as far as I'm aware, and let's get the two TenZ with the timing here. Could have been something, but yeah. F is slightly more aware.
For Version1, they take the pistol. Follow-up is relatively clean. Taking a look at the replay here of how Shaz was getting these kills. He's literally just spamming and then peeking, and classic right-clicks them both.
Yeah.
He's going out into a recon dart there. He knows he's going to die, but he's just...
Early take from TenZ. Shot dart to try and maybe set one of them up. You can see him just peeking. Wants to try and get a bit of information. That turret, he's brave to re-peek that in case there was another player holding on one of the angles. But he's got confidence.
And Whippy's not scared of an operator in round 3 here. Oh, and he just destroys TenZ.
Wow.
These opening engagements are so crucial for Sentinels. They're normally very rough at them. But on Haven, they were fantastic. These opening duels, they went +6 compared to the previous time when they played. They went -8 in those first duels. So losing TenZ early here, can't overstate how much that hurts them.
And what an adjustment from V1 here. Start to explode out into the side. Shaz gets the one. Still to the back of the side. Sick wants to try and anchor it. He finds it. If he can stay alive, it buys his team a little bit of time. He actually peeks just before the flash goes off. Maybe to catch one of them anti, but with the nades, forces him into favorable situations for V1. They're already deep into the side, and Whippy, well, looking for the ace to try and close up this one. Dapper off to the side. Just playing in the boathouse, and
this is an intensely tough clutch to be able to get.
Just a bit of a jiggle, but not
pushing their way into
round.
B. Gets the punish on Sick while he's dodging disco lights in the back of the site. This is just a beautiful trade.
And as well, notice how slow the start of these rounds have been from V1's attack compared to Haven.
Yeah,
the pace was so fast on Haven, and now it's...
But yeah, what they do in the early and the mid round, they have a lot of different tempos that they can throw at you. And it certainly has been very cautious. I think they're expecting some level of set plays from Sentinels. It was actually something that was catching them off guard a little bit, even though they won against Luminosity. LG had a ton of set plays that they were running on the defense. So far, Sentinels not with too many.
Yeah, obviously Sentinels being on the worst buy, V1 anticipate that aggressive play, maybe to turn around.
I do just want to harp on that first kill statistic a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
Sentinels are the worst team in the playoffs at being able to get those first kills. And yet, in map 1 of this series, they were amazing at it. So what was different? It's all about their utility usage in the early round. It's what the desk was talking about too. But I'm wondering whether we're going to see it here on Ascent. It's a little more predictable. Here we go with the sight hit, though. Penny goes 1 for 1. The rest of the team coming through, dodging flash and recon.
Straight into the nano swarms. Could get dangerous for V1, especially if TenZ is hitting these shots still. With the rifles in hand, a big advantage for V1.
30
The
seconds
cleanup
left.
as the players on Heaven really stand a chance. That shock dart was incredibly close. Shaz, that is nerdy. Gets the one. There's a rifle up there as well if he chooses to pick it up. And there he is, walks over it. It's just a Spectre. My mistake still.
So this is Version 1's opportunity to clap back.
We know they're capable of it.
Oh yeah, they've looked like a menace on this map before. TenZ opping in mid though. Can he get any favorable opportunities? No one playing with him. No one there to break a drone, break a recon dart. He has to give that up.
Very isolated in comparison to before. Sick really just being left alone to try and hold this one down. With the K-wall popped, well, he's pressed up. That's no abilities. He can't use the nade to deny this push coming through. Wants to play inside the smoke, but V1 discipline once more. Still TenZ. I mean, confidence still in play for him to take that kind of peek. The Hunter's Fury cutting across the site here. Sentinels do not want to give this one up. They want to make it dangerous and awkward for them. I see V1 committing that lockdown. They know there's not going to be an ult on the other side to try and deny it.
And it's a fantastic lockdown. That was looking dangerous for a moment there. I mean, Sentinels are still 5-4 up in this situation, but they're taking Heaven control off the back of it too.
So smart. And the nade. It's all perfectly timed. The time they had whittled down now. Zelsis pop flashed himself into tree, and while all this was going on, Effys is there, holding it down on the angle. The swing's being managed.
It's a beautiful post plant, and it's one of the most aggressive Ascent A post plants you'll ever see too. That is a fantastic curveball for Version 1 to throw in there. I don't think, Bren, that they do that in a 5v5 scenario. But because they're down a player, they don't want to give Sentinels the time. And even if they lose a lot of those duels, which they're not likely to because they're backing each other up really well and throwing good utility, but even if they do lose, you hit the nail on the head. They're taking time away. Sentinels have to clear all of these areas that are normally just given to the retakers for free. But if you do this with one player or two, you're just giving away kills.
Ends up working. And again, another light money situation for for Sentinels.
Definitely punishable there. The knife didn't see too much in tiles, so it gave TenZ the confidence to push down mid. But once he got spotted from top mid, he has to back out. I like the idea, though, honestly, of setting him up for an early round engagement like that with the knives.
Yeah.
One of the big problems, though, for Sentinels, I think, is that they like to go aggressive in mid on defense. But Version 1 don't actually take mid control at the beginning of the rounds very often. Version 1...
What is that?
Hello.
No one breaks the dart. TenZ just updrafts into it to try and peek, I suppose. Catching a timing, I suppose.
Yeah,
They
it's
would
unexpected.
assume that it's open if nobody breaks the dart.
But I think Sentinels need to start getting aggressive on the extremities. That's the area that Version 1 are normally playing in. But it's tough because you have to push so deep against this disciplined default that Version 1 are running for the first 50, you know, maybe 40 seconds of the round.
Well, that was knife use close there. I don't know if that was intentional or missed, but Delta's not having it accessible for the side. It means there's a couple of players from Sentinels anchoring it. Now to pop through. What? A dart. It lights them all up as they're pushing across it. And this eco is looking more than dangerous. The knives in hand, the thrifty for Sentinels. Exactly what they ordered to try and get the momentum back in this series, because otherwise V1 were running away with it.
That's a pop-off round from Shaz and TenZ. That is a perfectly timed dart that nobody really breaks. And it gives TenZ
missed his knife.
Yeah, it gives TenZ the information that he can push out through CT because he just sees 4 people lane.
Sure. Get rid of the utility.
There's a slight slip up for Version 1. But, okay, this round it does look like they're exploring towards mid a little earlier. TenZ the sick not there, though. And nobody following the drone at all.
It's a drone for drone, actually. Shaz used his very early. I don't know if he spotted Whippy, who has worked his way into this corner.
There's a nice little ping-pong play from Version 1 as one of them backs off because of the drone tag. The other one takes that space further forwards. Makes it hard for Shazam to realize how much of B main has been taken away, but that B main control is purely a feint. This looks like an A-split.
Zoms might be in trouble here. He doesn't have any stars set up to try and hold down this cat area. And it does look like the A-split. Okay, the confidence to take that swing. I mean, he wins it out, and TenZ Perfectly timed with that one. Goes through his own smoke, just right round the corner. He's been doing a bit of damage, though, in the meantime. He lurked his way into B, and he's started to even it up. Just a tad. Still a player disadvantage for V1, but he has to be re-cleared. Toms!
What a flick!
Holy Whippy, how does he find that shot?
Such talented players on both sides, though. And Whippy now has it all to do. This would be an ace from Whippy.
There's no way he can do this, man. I mean, look at the crossfire the Sentinels have set up. Whippy, he's only got the alarm bot. He's jiggle peeking to try and catch the corners. Surely Sentinels win it, and yeah, I mean, the spacing and